up, Jenny? It's me, your husband. It's been too long since I last stood here, Jenny. Lots happened since I last stood here. Oh well, let's begin. Back in 2001, on September 11th, Saudi nationals stole several planes and rammed them into U.S. buildings, including the Twin Towers. Those towers are gone. They crashed into rubble. Lots of lives were lost. And Jenny, it was the first time that Americans were emboldened and angry. The media said that it was okay to be angry. Even though they said it was okay, I was still sad. I was there on the Shrimp Bro convention, so I watched the whole heartache take place. Well, this time I'm in Los Angeles. A friend of mine gave me 2 tickets to a basketball tournament. And since I'm still CEO of the Gump Shrimp, Lieutenant Dan has money in the stock market, I went, and there was a beast on the court. He was wiggling and twirling and even flying on the court. But what I remember most was when he did a bad thing. He called the referee a homosexual slur and was given the strictest punishment. You see, in the league, there's been fighting each other and fighting fans and even spitting on kids. But if you think you can say a homosexual slur, you better sit your buttocks down. I guess the strong black king was met by a strong gay queen. He was given a $250,000 fine. No investigation, no talking to the fans, and no apologies accepted. He was just hit with that hard penalty. Still, he was great. He was in a helicopter with another family headed to a game for his daughter. And the helicopter crashed into the ground. They all died that day. That's all I have to say about that. So I went back to New York City. And there was a festival called the Wall Street Protest. They were screaming and talking about the 1%. All of a sudden, lots of folks in the buildings upstairs were looking down at us drinking champagne. And there was laughter in the air. So I figured I could join them. Hell, I make about as much money as they do, Jenny. So I went up there and I was denied entrance. They told me I didn't belong there. So I was embraced by the crowd of protesters down on the street. So I picked up a sign and began screaming, Hey, this is Timothy Dan Poole. I just want to talk to you guys. Nancy Pelosi said that God bless you and that you're special. I want to do an interview with you. Oh shit, Tim, what? They're shitting on the cars, bro. Are you serious? What kind of protest is this? I'm going to the country. So, while he was over there getting the hell out of the Dodge, the women were over here with us, and when the women would hold their signs up high, we fellas would put our hands in their shirts. It was a blast. If you remember a man pulling down your clothes and getting a handful, well, that was me. And because it was the left doing this attack on women, all this sexual assault and harassment, action was taken. The ladies were given separate tents. No one got arrested. No victims was interviewed, and we went back to beating on drums and pooping on cars. And since the media said nothing, that's all I have to say about that. Well, Jenny, a year and a half after you were gone, I started to find love. And I found a lady. And we was like peas and carrots. Although people said it was like 2 carrots fighting. I have no idea what that meant. But her name was Rachel. And Rachel just adored Little Forrest. Always playing doctor and hide and seek. And when it was the right time, I couldn't wait to show her the things you showed me, Jenny. But she wanted to take control. And she wanted to show me what she knew. Okay, Forrest, let me cut the lights off. You just relax. Something bit me! My buttocks was never the same after that night. Well, as Forrest grew older, Rachel started losing interest in the both of us. So we went our separate ways. Lo and behold, I saw her on the TV. And she had magic breasts. Magic breasts. And speaking of magic, she said she could change boys into girls and girls into boys. And Rachel Levine is the new health inspector for the Biden administration. My buttock still clenches every time I think about her. Well, last year there was a sickness in the air. It came from Wuhan, China. Yes, it came from a lab in Wuhan, China. And we were ordered to stay home. But you know me, Jenny. I just like to run for no reason. I just do it. But I needed to stay in quarantine. No restaurant, no exercising allowed. The parks were closed, no churches, no schools, not even the library. And when people tried to attend the library, their freedoms were infringed. The police would harass them and arrest them, and sometimes even take violent action against them. So I found myself alone, quarantined, isolated, until I found the one place where I could do as freely as I pleased. It was called Black Lives Matter. So I held up a sign again and started chanting again. We were breaking windows and setting fires to buildings thanks to this rich man named George Soros. He was paying people to throw bricks and start fires. But you know what? Since I got a chance to be free in a world where no harassment from the cops was happening and nobody was bothering us, nobody was giving us a hard time, I destroyed businesses for free. There was a retired cop named from St. Louis named David Dorn, and he was shot by my friends protesting over some TVs, cuz. Over some TVs, cuz. Over some TVs, cuz. The media didn't do anything about it, so we didn't do anything about it. We didn't even care for him. It didn't matter that he was 77 years old and he gave his life to the city. The city gave not one damn about that man. Didn't care for the livelihoods or lives of anybody in the community. So that's all I have to say about that. Well, after everything calmed down, I decided to enjoy some of the ladies of the internet. And there was a girl named Bella Thorne. She was no Jenny, but I heard that if you pay a fee, you could see all of her body parts on OnlyFans. Some fellas call it Lonely Fans. But hey, she made $1 million in 3 days and gave the men no skin. These simps were angry, Jenny. It was the march of the simps, Jenny. They were furious. I was with a good friend and decided to hack into my OnlyFans account. So I am touching these buttons and I am going crazy trying to get a hold of what we can do so that I can see this for free and not have to pay $1. Next thing you know, I'm getting closer and I'm in. I'm in. Go! Why did you hack in the OnlyFans so quickly? Because you told me to. God damn it, Gump! You must have an IQ of 160. You will be in charge of the debating voting machines in the Democratic Party. You will be the reason Biden will win in 2020. Now, this is something you said for and continue. So in November, every vote that went to the orange man went to the silly silver man. And we were overwhelmed on that November day. Now that computer that I was using, it had a name and it was Candace. And apparently she used to do what I was doing. Hacking on accounts, putting people's businesses out there for people to see. But she no longer participates in those activities. But on that November day, we needed her more than ever. Because she apparently was good at what she was doing. And we needed the help because on that day, there was 80 million votes for the orange man. And very few was happening for the silly silver man. But we made it happen. We made it happen to where the silly silver man got 80 million votes and Trump got few. Thanks to the mail-in voting and closing down a facility in New Jersey. So yeah, we made it happen. And I'm really glad about that. But I'll say it again, we could have used Candace's help. She's busy doing her own things. She is the sweetheart of the conservative movement. And she is still doing her part exposing people. She has not changed at all. She is exposing the left for what there are. And I wish her all the best luck in the world, Jenny. And I can also say this. Since Forrest has grown, I can safely say she has the most beautiful baby in the wide world. Now, I've seen a lot of things in my lifetime. I've seen my best good friend die in my arms. I've seen Lieutenant Dan lose both his legs in combat. And I watched you die a slow death in my bed. But never have I ever seen what I saw. I saw a broken window at the Capitol. It was broken, Jenny. The media was all over it. You should have heard the reporting. We have a broken window that's broken because they broke it, and now it's broke. Next to a broken door handle. I can't even talk about it, Jenny. It's too horrific. Forget about all the stuff that happened with Black Lives Matter riots and all the deaths on the street and everything. The media was focused on that door and window because they were broken. And so I had to get out of there, and I called my best friend Lieutenant Dan, and I said, we need to go have a drink. So I said, let's just get a couple of cold ones. And there he was by my side, consoling me after all the broken glass on the ground. It was horrible. So Lieutenant Dan and I ended up getting a few cold ones. He had some beers. I had some Dr. Peppers. We had no idea that it was ladies' night, but we enjoyed ourselves. Lots of women stormed in, and the ladies were laughing and having a ball. All of a sudden...
Are you stupid or something?
The storm came out of Lieutenant Dan. You call these ladies? You'll never get a man again! Now me, I was scared. But Lieutenant Dan, he was mad. This is a showdown! Me and you! I bring stocks, bonds, 401k, liquid access, Bitcoin, and all you bring is used vagina to the table. You'll never get my phone number! You call this ladies' night? More like an old folks' home. You old bats. You'll never get a high quality man. Stop screaming! I'm telling you right now, it's over! You was angry back there, Lieutenant Dan. Of course I was angry back there. It's okay to be angry for us. Don't you remember back in 9/11, the media gave us a pass? They knew we had a reason, a valid reason why we were furious. Then they stopped showing the planes colliding into the buildings because someone in mainstream media came up with an idea that it was time to stop showing footage. I'll explain later. But it was a complete halt, and yes, it worked. It was time to mourn. Our souls were full of sorrow, but no more fire, no more rage. You know, Rush Limbaugh said it was okay to be angry, to stay angry, just not violent. And I wanted to be violent. I wanted to take off my foot and kick her in the face with it. But I didn't. You want to know why I lost it back there? Because we're in a war. Not this gender war, not this racial division, none of this left versus right. It's a war on white men. White children, actually. There was a black Somali Muslim in Minneapolis. The mall, he lifted a random white kid and threw him over the rails. 3 stories high. Just to see him crash to the ground, going about 80 miles per hour. Think of the impact. Think of the slam on the ground. Complete hatred. What about the Muslim woman in London who cuts the white girl's head off and screams Allahu Akbar while gripping her hair? Or you know what? Forget Muslims. Forget that. What about the black man that grabbed his gun and shot a child in the chest? That racist piece of trash shot a baby named Cannon Hennon for what? It's a war on white children. That fat black bitch that adopted that little white girl amongst other children, yet the little girl gets murdered. And we just have to mourn. We can't show any... We can't... Yeah, but whenever a white guy grabs a gun, he starts shooting. He's supposed to represent me, us. And it's talk to your children. Get your children involved. Wait a minute. Can I talk to my children about the racist black man and woman cutting the life short of the white toddlers? Can I talk about the guy in Dallas that kidnapped, what was his name, Cash Gernon, from his crib and then stabbed him? Can we talk about that? No. We're just supposed to control our anger and act like it never happened. There was no discussion about the hatred towards white children. But hey, you know what? Forget these children. Let's talk about grown folks. Let's put the babies aside. Nadal Hassan, he knew he was going to be deployed to Iraq. So he sold all his furniture, grew a beard, and murdered 13, injured 30. What about Aaron Alexis, who killed 12 of his fellow soldiers up north? Obama called it workplace violence instead of what it really was. Racism, a terrorist act. Or what about Dimitrios Parkoutsis, a Greek kid in Santa Fe that off 10 of his fellow students? Why do I bring it up? Because there's a deafening silence for us. Sing Hing Cho, the Virginia Tech kid that slaughtered 32. Mostly girls because this Korean kid was lonely. None of them are white. But you know what? No, let's make it fair. All right, go ahead. I'll go ahead and put some white folks in it because I remember these guys. There was Jared Lee Loughner. He went to a political baseball game and actually asked where the Republican dugout was. Then he began shooting, killed 19, even shot Democrat Gabby Guilford. I'm glad she survived. I really am. It's got nothing to do with left or right. Or let's talk about Stephen Paddock. He used all his credit cards to purchase unlimited ammo. Went to Vegas and began shooting at an audience of country music, killing 61. But no, we have to keep hearing the name Dylan Roof. Why not these guys? I'll tell you why. Because one was a Bernie supporter and the other one was an Obama supporter. So these tragic nightmares mysteriously dissolved. Nothing to see here, folks. No need to talk to your kids. Then this happened. Remember this guy? Omar Mateen, a Muslim. He was at a gay club and just started unloading his AK. 49 down, 53 wounded. What was the pathetic media to do? Do they bash Allah? Do they talk about the hatred from the Muhammad? Nah, they're stuck. No white villain to paint an evil portrait. No evil white guy to blame. You want to hear something? After research, turns out this bastard actually went to Disney World to massacre families, but he noticed all the police protection, all the guns, all the badges. So he went to the Pulse nightclub. He had to do it that night. He had to do what he did. So you see, Forrest, he wasn't anti-gay, he was anti-life. But the left never gave us information because it was a pro-gun agenda. So yeah, I was angry. Didn't care that they were gays. They're my fellow citizens with hopes and dreams shattered because of this one Muslim animal. But the media loves to control. So there they are, controlling the narrative. And once again, they're controlling my anger and emotions. And once they control your emotions, they control us. You get it now? Do you see a pattern? Oh, wait, Forrest. Hold on. Do you see that? It's a white guy in freaking Colorado. Yep, he's white. Looks pink to me, actually. The media is salivating. Finally, we have a white man that lost it. That's what they're waiting on. We can now talk about, yep, that's him. Yep, he's shirtless all over CNN. Yep, time to finally be mad. It's time to be angry. Talk to your children. We'll talk about white supremacy. And, oh, wait, no. Pump your brakes. Hit the brakes. It's a Syrian national. His name is Ahmad al-Alawi al-Assad. Nothing to see here, folks. Let's just talk about the virus. What an embarrassment. The media is a joke. They were actually cheering for it to be a white Caucasian. This is a war on white skin, but nobody's ready to have that conversation right now. This is how I see the media through a red pill lens. The mainstream media will continue to chant Dylan Roof and white supremacy, but never black on Asian crimes or black on white crimes or peaceful riots or even black on black violence. What a joke. So yeah, Forrest, I bursted back there in the club. I can't scream about the influx of illegals in my country. Can't scream about this black on white racism because no one's listening to that. I can't scream about this stolen election. But I lost it when she asked if you were stupid. These old hags actually thought they stood a chance with us. I overheard one woman say the babysitter better have fed her kid when she gets home. And I heard one girl saying the babysitter better not be asleep. Who the hell do these hags think they are? A bunch of old has-beens that with the gumption of believing that one day they'll get a high-value man. This isn't a sitcom where everyone, including the slutty supporting actress, finds your soulmate in season finale. This is real life. You know, I've seen protests. I get it. You hold the sign up high. I've seen a protest that says trans people need healthcare. Fine. Give that man some medicine. Let him move on his merry way. You write to Congress. You write to your senators. You demand, right? Or what about the sign that says the illegal aliens deserve education? You know what? That pulls my heartstrings. It does. You know, give the 12-year-old kid an education. Maybe he could be a next doctor. That'd be awesome. Or the one where blacks need reparations. Fine. Let's just try to even the score for what their ancestors went through. But you can't hold a sign when you're an old hag talking about I want a man. You can't write to Congress. This is your doing. This is your real life. They want us to pick up the trash that many men have thrown away. I don't think so. Buy a dog, die alone. You know, there's a name for these women that crave confrontation. They're called Karens. They're called Karens. They love getting in your face. Well, the name I give these younger girls of today, I call them Jennies. I call them Jennies. You see, Forrest, what would it hurt to respond from a text from a girl today? You know, from a nice young man that says good morning. She just puts him on the back burner. The same selfish act was done when you wrote to Jenny, only to have her ignore all your letters and they came right back. Or what about when she wanted fame? You told me she was wearing close to nothing on stage with trash music. The same way these TikTok girls are seeking fame dancing to trash music. They want to be infamous for doing absolutely nothing. Then Jenny joined the anti-Vietnam War rallies just to purposely get angry. She wanted to be mad. She wanted a cause, a reason for being. And then she called us baby killers and spit on us when we came home. Well, look at the girls of today raising their fists in the air, fighting for feminism, equality, how the world is unfair, unfit. They get to be angry, right? They get to release their rage, right? They get to express their rage, not me, not us. They get a pass. Nobody says anything like, calm down. You're showing toxicity. You're showing, no, none of that. It's they're angry and let's find out why. But nobody cares when the Caucasian one is angry. I'm just supposed to contain this rage, right? Just contain it. Then Jenny wanted to join the Black Panther Party. A white woman, the most privileged thing on the planet, made the decision to team with them. In my opinion, she was the Black Panther Party. Sorry, Forrest, I call it like I see it. Now look, we have the same privileged white girls marching with BLM today, saying that the enemy is anything with white skin. Talk about self-hate. If you're conservative or Christian or have Christian views, you are hateful. You are the object of hate. And they push that rainbow flag in your face, that BLM flag too. The arrogance and stupidity of these idiots. They don't even date women, yet they're fighting for gay and trans rights. The war on white men is real. They get to vent and we have to stay bottled up. They are waiting for one of us to pop, and I refuse to pop. You're not going to get me like that. I'm stronger than that. I guess that's why I felt good screaming back there, though, at these lonely bitches. Why date a 30-plus woman when you can have, with sunspots and cellulite and stretch marks, when I can get a 20-year-old girl with zero drama and something fresh and tight that makes my day? Keep in mind, Forrest, this was the A-team I was screaming at. The you'll find your prince at the end generation. Not everybody gets a trophy generation. Oh, that's going to be fun to watch. Get the popcorn. In 8 short years, we're going to have a bunch of 29-year-olds with mixed race babies and no man. Nobody will give a damn about what you have to say. It's over. And just like Jenny, they'll end up a waitress at a diner going... I'm sorry. More coffee, please. Thank you. We're going to have a sea of formerly enraged sluts applying for a job at a coffee house, asking if I want decaf. Girls that hate their own skin have to play nice just to get a tip. An ocean of Jennies whose voice just melted away. No one will care about your fist in the air. You were arrogant, numerous, and judgmental. Now you're pathetic, broke, and forever lonely. No more screaming, no more causes, no more chanting. Finished. So yeah, I took pleasure yelling at those ladies. Why lie? You know, I think about you, Forrest, more than you know. I've always questioned why you married Jenny. She rejected your open arms, even your open home, just to experience another adventure. Yet you still gave her a ring. Why? Why, Forrest? I now know why. I actually think if it wasn't for Jenny, you would have hurt yourself, if not hurt other people. Not a lot of folks see this, but it's in plain sight. In a world so angry at you, just for being you, that girl was your peace. She was your friend. And when you walk with those braces on your legs, she wasn't embarrassed for you or at you. Then later, when she began to develop into a young woman, she still made you top priority. I get it now. She had a beautiful heart, Forrest. She could have gone with the 10% of fellas and ignored you for the cool kid with a car, the athleticism, the swag, but no. She had a loyalty to you, and this bond was unbreakable. It makes sense. It makes absolute sense. That there is the epitome of girl power. Her mere presence dominated your entire atmosphere. You look at these young boys right now with a girl by their side. Oh, wait. What memories are you sharing? She has a phone in her hand. She is steady on her phone. They all have smartphones, so today's man is truly lost, especially the young ones. That's why you thank Jenny. That's why you miss Jenny. That's why you love Jenny. Because she put in the hours. You know, the world could use 10 million Jennies. The only problem is the world has 75 million Jennies. Hating her own history, her own race, proud of her body count, proud of her toxic femininity, proud of her abortions. And it's white women making these videos that everything's racist. Dr. Seuss is racist. Math is racist. Eating meat is racist. Soap dispensers are racist. The white woman has fell short. I really feel like they don't speak, they can't feel important. Idiots. And the birth rates are dangerously low. These girls have no clue that human companionship is the best medicine for young boys. The modern day woman is erasing this. In less than a decade, they'll only have two things to turn to when they finally get old. And they're both men. God or a stupid simp to collect the trash you call your life. And the liberals are trying their damnedest to get rid of God. Hence, I'm doing my part to get rid of simps. Let Cardi or the Stallion let them tell them where to go. Because they refuse to listen to Kim Klacik, Candace Owens, the Exile Lioness, Lauren Chen, Natalia from Legit. Nope, forget the classy ladies. We'll follow this trash straight to loneliness. But Lieutenant Dan, Betsy Sue said I was handsome. Of course Betsy Sue said you were handsome. You were in Force 500. Remember, Forrest, there's no such thing as an ugly millionaire. Remember that. You will not be rescuing some aged, used lady with nothing on the table. I refuse to see that happen. And after that fat Korean ex-wife of mine divorce raped me, I vowed never to marry again. That's why every day I take the red pill. And every now and then I try to give you the red pill. Now, Lieutenant Dan says he gives me the red pill every day. But as I look at him, drinking his coffee, he smiles a little. And I realize he's at peace with MGTOW. He had some hard words to say about you, Jenny. Some really harsh words. But he did show me the light. What are we going to do about our son Forrest? Is he going to have a hard time finding a woman? Is he going to go ahead and will he get married? I really fear for him. And with all the money he has, from what I understand, all he has to do is get with the wrong woman and she could ruin his whole life. So I'm really worried for him. Also, stupid is as stupid does. And I realized I was really stupid. I was a useful idiot. I fell for the left. That's why I got a chance to do all my adventures. All those men did on January 6th was trespass. And they're still in prison to this day. But because I was with the left, I'm still a free man. Because I'm a useful idiot, Jenny. And I'm a stupid man. Never again. Oh well. Back to young Forrest. Maybe we should let him date black women. Maybe I should tell my son to date a black woman. What could go wrong, Janet? They call them queens, you know. What could go wrong? Oh well. I love you. I'm gonna walk to the bus stop. But you're always in my thoughts. And in my prayers. We'll be together soon one day. I'm walking towards the bus stop right now. I love you. Is that a feather? Is that a feather? Oh no. It's a receipt. It's a receipt. It says, we thank you for your visit. We appreciate your business. God bless you. I know this restaurant. The government shut it down. And then I burned it down for George Floyd. That's all I have to say about that.